Hello, friend. Welcome to yet another episode of the Mount Rushmore of everything. This week, we're talking about African animals and what makes the elite Mount Rushmore of African animals. I'm going to start with what I think is the most obvious of all of them.
Okay.
It is one of the most iconic creatures on the planet in general.
Yeah.
Interesting fun fact. This animal represents, is the national emblem animal kind of thing of the most countries of any animal, with 14 countries using this animal as their main.
In the continent of Africa, you mean, or in general?
A lot. Most of these countries are in Africa, but some are not. Some are in Europe. And the second highest animal, so 14, is the golden eagle with 5. So it goes from 14 to 5.
Wow.
And then the tiger also has 5, which is not an African animal, which is why I felt free to just throw that out there.
Yeah.
And this animal, of course, is also just one of the most widely used symbols, especially in Christianity. We have the Lion of Judah. So I'm going with the lion.
You're going with the lion?
I'm going with the lion first.
Okay. I agree. That was my first one. I thought you were going for my second one, but no, I absolutely agree with that. Some lists, they had him in number 5 for some reason.
Really?
Some of these were by votes, though.
Okay. Ranker kind of stuff?
Yeah. Not necessarily anything statistically or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just they put it out for votes and they had him not in the top. And I thought, weird, because the Lion King, which is in Africa.
Yeah. This is one that I felt there weren't too many stats to go off of because there is no way to measure. Being a more populous animal doesn't make it more iconic to a country. It doesn't make it more famous, right? Because then we'd be picking all insects. But also, fun fact, this is the only animal that I chose that is not African exclusive, as there are 500 left in India. But every single other one of mine are African exclusives, which is one of the things that I ended up having to do in order to narrow down the 8 that I thought deserve a spot into 3.
Okay, this is going to get interesting.
Oh yeah, because I told you from the get-go, there's going to be one I leave off that is going to tick people off.
My second one is, and again, if you go by movies and TV shows, it's always there. I know that there is the other one from the other continent, but you can't deny that there is the one here. And I'm talking about the elephant.
Yep. That is not on my list. It's not on my list.
Why not?
That's for the Snubs video. I'll address that in the Snubs video. I'll explain why I have my 4 in this video.
Okay.
And then for Snubs, we'll talk about it.
Okay. I think the elephant has to be there because, again, you think about it.
Everybody out there is already voting for you. They're like, Joseph doesn't even need to say more. He's out.
There is the Jungle Book.
Yep.
There were the whole tribe of elephants.
That's not African.
Never mind that one. I forgot. I mixed those two up. Sorry, guys.
This is going to play into my argument, yes.
Now, when you think about the elephant, most of us would think of the African elephant with the big ears.
Sure.
That's the one. However, I think that there is a bigger population of Asian elephants with the tiny ears. That doesn't take away from the fact that in that little bag, I always look forward. Absolutely. If it was an African safari, whatever name they gave it to the little package of African animals, I always look forward to the elephant.
Yeah.
You think animals in Africa, it's going to be the lion, of course, then the elephant. So, there.
For what it's worth, this one did start as my number 2. It was through rigorous research that I eventually felt that I had to kick it out, even though I knew. As soon as I did it, I was simultaneously worried and excited because I'm going to tick off a lot of people, but I feel that my logic at the end of the day is solid, although I understand their position.
Okay.
We have 2 of yours, 1 of mine.
Okay.
So I guess that means we got to go me. I wanted each of these animals to have something that made it really stick out. So for the lion, what makes it really stick out is the iconicness is certainly one aspect. The whole like King of the Jungle thing, even though it's a silly title, that's obviously the tiger. And the lion also has it is the top of the food chain, right? So to me, that's worth some points. It has the ultimate predator of a continent, basically, which I think is worth something. So this next one also has something that makes it stand out amongst a crowd of animals. And it is African exclusive, so that's one thing. And it is the tallest animal on Earth.
Oh, okay.
And that is the giraffe.
Yeah, I agree. I have the giraffe in my list.
So for the giraffe, I thought the tallest was one of those things. And I also looked up like images of safari and kids safari, and giraffe is one of those common ones that pops up over and over and over. It's one of the more iconic. There are some others that will be on my snubs that just didn't stand out quite the way the giraffe did. And then that ultimate bonus to really throw it in there is the whole tallest animal on Earth. Gives it an iconic outside of Africa. Because there's sort of two aspects here, right? Which the elephant, for example, is assisted by the iconic overall. Like, it is a very iconic animal. For the giraffe, it's another one that I think is an iconic African animal, but it's just an iconic general animal. More so than some others that I'll end up snubbing.
I was looking for a backdrop for Vacation Bible School, which was African theme. And the backdrop, I wanted something like a savanna or something like that. You would definitely have the elephant, but it was always in the center, right in the center, the lion. And then just in the back, you would see the giraffes just sticking out their heads.
Yep, giraffes are absolutely one of those that's just always there. I was actually surprised by the amount of pictures that had the giraffes without things like lions. There were some where like they only picked 2 African animals, and one of them was the giraffe, which slightly surprised me. But I do think if we're measuring purely on what first comes to mind, iconic, I still think it's clearly probably top 3.
All right, well, what's
so I guess I gotta go again. So back to my criteria. We know that I'm gonna have an African exclusive again. And then I need something that makes it stand out amongst the crowd. I also think categories are worth something. So for example, the whole top predator thing is worth bonus points for the lion. Tallest animal on Earth is the giraffe, and the fastest land animal is the cheetah.
Yeah, I have the cheetah too.
The cheetah was just another one that, again, had that bonus thing to really stick out, as well as the iconic. So cheetah is something else that shows up everywhere. Like, you can't not associate that with Africa. Which is true of, like, 8 to 12 animals. Like, it's just sheer amount. But the whole fastest animal kind of thing where, like, everybody knows. What is the fastest land? I want to clarify that. Land animal is the cheetah. And everybody knows that kind of thing, which elevated it above some others that I thought didn't stick out quite as much. So now, we only have one more. We know it's mine. Because we have all 4 of yours. This last one, again, long list, fighting for one spot. So I ended up going with what I thought was the best combination of iconic, and then the African exclusive is what really drove this for me.
I almost want to guess.
Over the elephant. This is another one where you see it, you instantly recognize it. There's no questioning it. If you think Africa, in my mind, it's one of the first things you go to, and that is the zebra.
Oh,
interesting, huh?
Yes!
The plot thickens.
Yes!
Yeah.
I completely snubbed it. I didn't
It's easy to do. There's so many good options for this. There's so many good options.
I still stick to mine.
Sure.
But I would, if I had to choose, I would be okay with switching the cheetah for the zebra.
I could see that.
Yes.
The reason that the cheetah was a little more, again, we don't rank them, but a little more solidly there for me was the whole, the speed thing. But a point against it is the cheetah, you could argue, is double dipping in predators, which is not necessarily bad, right? Because at the end of the day, you have carnivores and herbivores for the most part. So to have 2 and 2 makes sense. You have the iconic zebra stripes, right? Like that is a thing that for me separates it from some of the other, some African exclusive, some not, very African animals. That zebra, those zebra stripes that is in, I mean, like you call even stuff on clothing, sometimes you call them zebra stripes. Drop a like and subscribe and click that little notification bell. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Give me all of your hate comments. All of them. Please. Give them to me now. And then watch the Snubs video with an open mind. That being said, we had fun here today. I hope you had fun. And we will talk to you next time.
There are
What the
lion
logic is.
songs. There are elephant songs. There's no zebra songs.
I'm pretty sure there probably are.
There's no cheetah song.
I mean, zebra is how you remember the letter Z. Where would the letter Z be without the zebra? Z as in zebra.
There's zipper.